Good afternoon. My name is Roy Woods, 000-475-1548. I'm a junior at Full Sail University, majoring in media communications. This week in marketing analysis and marketing strategy for a client with a crisis, I'm studying the rhythm and blues R&B singer Chris Brown. Recently, Chris Brown was just arrested in Paris, France on an allegation of rape. He and his bodyguard had allegedly raped a young lady in a Paris hotel room, and she filed charges on them. They were arrested in Paris, and once the charges were filed, they were detained for roughly 48 hours, and then they were allowed to come back to the United States, where they will now be facing possibly further charges with the Paris authorities once the allegations are investigated. This is not the very first time that Chris Brown has had legal trouble in the United States as well as outside of the United States. Back in 2009, he was charged with domestic battery against another R&B singer named Rihanna. His persecution of that charge was he was found to be guilty and was sentenced to 6 years of probation, in which he just finished completing back in 2015. Shortly after that, he was charged with an assault charge on a fan in a Washington, D.C. nightclub area where fan allegedly asked him for an autograph, became aggressive, and Chris Brown allegedly defended himself from the fan. He was charged, and I'm really not really sure of what the charges was, but I think it was in court for a very long time based on the fact that he had just got off of probation. If I was Chris Brown's manager, agent, friend, family member, I would advise Chris Brown to do a few things. The first thing I would advise Chris Brown to do is to go on social media. He has millions and millions of fans on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and make a plea to them to justify himself, plead his own case for the matter of public opinion, and find out that his base, and to keep his base aware, and to let them know the real truth as to what happened in Paris. He's already done this once with the Rihanna situation, and they seem to forgive him. Now let's see how forgiving they'll be once these allegations and charges are brought out in court in the Paris situation. With a fan base as large as his, concerning his music, his concerts, as well as his movies that he's appeared in, he should have a very favorable response towards that, because people think that he was unjustly vindicated in the Rihanna case, and he may be the same way with this. His celebrity and his just outlandish style is what drives people to him. And maybe this was a case where he just got caught up. She found out who he was and figured that she can have her 15 minutes of fame. Who knows? On the other hand, he could be guilty as sin and guilty as charged. And if he is, he should get everything that he deserves under the persecution of the law. If I was his manager, friend, agent, consultant, anybody, I would look very closely at Chris and advise him to look in his inner circle and see if he wants to make a right change, if he wants to do the right thing, he may need to change his inner circle. His inner circle may be very, very influential on him, and they may be the ones who are making him make these bad decisions. Chris Brown is a grown man. He was discovered in high school while he was performing in front of his high school class, winning contests and winning lip sync contests and dance contests because of his fantastic dance moves, similar to the ones that Michael Jackson performed. As a matter of fact, in the Motown presentation just recently, he was the one who did the tribute to Michael Jackson because of the way that he danced so much like Michael Jackson. He's an extremely, extremely talented individual who has a bright future ahead of him once he gets himself together. So if I was his marketing strategist, the first and only thing that I would do, because I would not want to overblow this to make him seem like he was begging for support, I would go on social media. Again, he has millions of followers on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. and plead his case to the matter of public opinion, and let the people know that he is innocent, if he is innocent, as charged, and let the courts decide on what they may. I wish Chris Brown luck, because as a black man in this country, we've been vindicated and tried a million times, falsely accused a million times, and we've come a very, very long way in order to be perceived in this notion. I'm hoping and praying that the allegations against him are false and that he can one day get himself together. Thank you for listening. Thank you for enjoying. Thank you for listening. Thank you for viewing the video. My name again is Roy Woods, 000-475-1548. This is my media analysis and my media strategy for a celebrity in crisis, and that celebrity is Chris Brown. Thank you, and have a good evening.